Now, what's great about this is the drills that we're going through today, that we're going to take you through, and our table of content that we say on the email that we're going to be sending out with a list of drills that you can use as an index. These are drills that we've, over time, for me anyway, that I've taken from so many different coaches, and I don't want to name anybody, but you guys know who you are and have played an important role. Over the past couple of weeks, it's been great to watch online on social media. I get a lot of time on social media right now, and to see some of the other baseball academies. See, we're not in competition. We're all trying to do the same thing, help players get better, and that's the way I truly look at it. And I would hope that my cohorts feel the same way. I see some really great stuff from some other schools and some other coaches and some tips and things like that. I think it's outstanding, and stuff that I like to use. This is a time for us as coaches to get better. But what I would share is we've got a wonderful network of coaches from the pro level, the major league level, the college level, the high school level, travel level, that we can reach out to, that I talk to on a daily basis. You create friends in this game, so the network of coaches that we can bring to you through drills, a lot of these drills you're seeing today and these training concepts are from those people. In this game, if you're a coach, you have borrowed or stolen stuff, as you want to say, but we make it our own, and that's the great part about this. And so again, use our network, and this is an opportunity to be able to use this to develop as a player, or help your son or daughter develop as a player in this time where that's all we have is time right now. And as we prepare to get back on the field, because again, we're going to be back on the field. It's just a matter of when. And one of the things in that mindset, we talk about hope and belief and faith. One of those things, the biggest thing in that, you've got to have hope. And I heard somebody use the word false hope the other day. Well, false hope is better than no hope at all. And that's what players and high school kids, and everybody needs to understand, high school kids, that's what they want. That's what my players want. They're locked in, and I know those guys are working and doing the things they need to do, and the players that train in here, okay? It's just hard because you're being restricted right now. So again, that's okay. You're being restricted because we're all trying to help each other through social distancing, and that's the big term right now. I guess launch angle's out the window now for some of those people like to use that. It's now social distancing, right? So anyway, continue to use this stuff, use the network, use our network of professional coaches here at MVP and beyond, okay? But right now is a time, again, keep getting better. I got to keep pounding that one goal, get better. And that way, when we do get back on the field, it's going to be a quick turnaround time if you're doing your part right now in terms of becoming the best athlete you can be, the best baseball player you can be, and so on. So, thanks. Well, we're going to get into the next segment. We're going to get into some hitting drills from our index that we can index off our table of contents we sent out on the email. Okay, these are some of our favorite hitting drills. With me, we've got today helping out, this is Josh Gjormand. I've been around Josh basically his whole life because this is my oldest son. He played at Lynchburg University for Coach Jones, tremendous program down in Lynchburg, Virginia. He just finished half of his freshman season anyway, just like everybody else. So he's in that same boat. This is Jake Stiehl. Jake is a sophomore at South Lakes High School and has been coming in with us as well, along with a whole bevy of his teammates and guys from South Lakes. And again, we're fortunate to have these guys. Thanks for being here today, fellas, to help us get through this. These two guys are kind of in different spots right now. When you come out of middle school, your goal is to become a high school player. Then it's to become the best high school player you can be. Then it's to be, for many, it's to be a college player. If you get that opportunity to play in college, it's a tremendous, tremendous blessing to be able to do that. It is a tremendous accomplishment. It's not the end all. Some guys just want to be the best high school player, and that's fine. But again, you have to have that appreciation, and you're very fortunate, I guess is the word to say, because it gets harder as you go, and at some point the game ends for everybody. So anyway, Josh at the beginning, he's trying to become the best college baseball player. He's done some great stuff for us when he was at Madison High School and in our MVP program. Jake right now is working hard to make himself become the best high school player he can be, and I think you want to play at the next level as well. So again, these are the things that these guys are kind of working in two different areas right now, but we're teaching the same drills. And like I said earlier, it doesn't matter if your son is a Little League player right now. The drills we're going to be doing today are drills that, don't underestimate those younger players. They can do these same drills. We're just, the goal here in everything we teach is about simplifying. If I brought any coach from Major League Baseball in today or collegiate coaches, they would tell you the same thing. As they grow up, as the game evolves, there's no magic trick, there's no magic potion to this. It's hard work, and it's the ability to simplify and simplify the mind. The better job we can do simplifying the game, keeping it in its simplest form, the better the player gets, okay? And they trust their reactions, trust their instincts. And anyway, thank you guys for being here. Let's get after drills. We're going to start with when we get with my high school group, for instance, or if we do training where we're training teams in here in the winter. These are called lead-ups, okay? We have everyday drills. These are called windshield wipers, okay? As you can tell why. And we're working the hands, the forearms, the wrists. This is just how we get loose when we come in, okay? Nice and slow, controlled movements, okay? Relax. Then we're going to be in the small circles. After windshield wipers, we go into small circles. And again, even when you're with a group setting, you can do this, but we're going slow control movements, then bigger. Then we get the medium circles, medium, control it in your hands. You're getting a little bit of burn there in your forearms, and then we go to bigger circles. And that's where we're going to slow down, okay? And then we're going to work back. And we're going to go counterclockwise big, and you're really going to get that burn in your forearms, your wrists, your hands. Then we're going to go medium, and then we're going to finish with small circles, okay? So again, windshield wipers, small circles, we call these lead-up drills, okay? All right, we're getting loose just like we would to get our body loose to get into practice, okay? Well, this is, it's funny, we always get prepared to do all those things, but we don't prepare. One of the things we're big on is I want to see you guys prepared to hit and, get yourself ready to get on a team. I'm going to talk to you now from a standpoint of, you guys got to bear with me for a second. Most people don't have a cage in their yard. Some people do, and if you do and you have a cage, okay, I would suggest doing these drills full length, okay? These are what we call everyday drills. We try to create muscle memory, and every day before we hit live or hit front toss and do that stuff, we go through a drill package called everyday drills, okay? And we're gonna go through those right now. There's two ways to do it. If you have a partner, if your brother, sister, mom, dad can go out and do it with you, or a friend, okay? We're going to do it from a soft toss, which we prefer, okay? Right now, we're going to act like we don't have a full cage with us, and this is what you can do at home if you're working into your own little net, or use wiffle balls. It doesn't matter, okay? Get yourself a bucket of 10 or 12 wiffle balls and go through it, but these everyday drills will create that muscle memory, okay? So right now, we're going to go from a soft toss. Parents, get that angle, okay? That slight angle here out in front. Okay, and you're just going to flip. These are called backhand. This is called backhand soft toss. We're going to go 6 to 8 of these. Our focus is line drive middle, and that's our goal on these swings. We're trying to create that bat path and that plane. The purpose of this drill, as you can see, is to keep Josh. We're trying to keep him short so we don't get too much wasted movement. Okay, less movement, minimize movement equals more consistency. Okay, so it keeps us connected, it keeps our upper and lower connected as we get to the zone, which we'll talk about a little bit. The next drill we're going to do on our everyday drills is front hand soft toss to yourself. Your partner's going to feed you the ball right here with a flip. Okay, and it is what it is. You're flipping it to yourself. You're giving yourself a good feed. Now hold one second. The difference between backhand and front hand here, backhand is a little difficult. You're going to struggle with it at first if you haven't done it. Let's go back to backhand real quick, okay? And just know that the feed is important. Start with the back, okay? If you start with the back down here, the timing is not going to work, okay? So we start from here, we give ourselves a good flip and let the ball come down. Young kids have trouble letting it come down. It's okay to fail now, remember that a little bit. It's going to take a few to get it right, okay? This person soft tossing also needs to make sure they stay back at the beginning, especially if it's and if it's young kids flipping each other, we suggest they stay back on the flip. When we go back to the front hand, okay, we're trying to work down through the baseball, get square, okay, and get that nice flat stroke on plane, okay? It keeps us connected. Again, we're going into a side net, but from a full length cage, it gives us a chance to carry a little bit. All right, the next drill in our package of everyday drills, again, you're going to find that there's going to be 5 of these drills. Okay, we've already done the front hand and backhand soft toss, our flips. Now we're going to back knee down. Tough drill because the knee will get a little bit tired, but again, 6 to 8 swings, we can make it through. We're looking to get centered here This keeps us in our core in a good center view position, keeps that head centered and still. And on the important part of this, on the flips that are coming from your partner now, okay, they're going to come out here, out in front. We want middle contact. Okay, so we're going to work right there in middle, right out middle of the plate from you. Don't feed it in too deep. Again, the deeper we get problems when you feed deep because the ball's coming back here. So again, we're going right to the middle. Okay. We're really trying to stay inside the ball and stay middle. Try not to get too much lean back. Try to stay up there, control it, and really get the barrel to contact. One more. Okay, drill number 4 in our everyday routine. Again, this routine, the total to get through the 5 drills, 6 to 8 swings, is usually takes about 5 to 6 minutes. It's not long at all to get yourself loose and get you ready to go. Okay, this next one's called cement. Okay, we put our feet in cement. The name's pretty simple. Okay, we're trying not to create too much torque here with our body. We're really trying to stay within our core, stay centered, and we're letting our hands create the bat pass, stay through the hitting zone. Okay, and again, we release that connection a little bit. We're really trying to stay off our heels. We don't want to get, especially these younger guys, we don't want to get a lean back. We want to stay up and in and command the zone. We want to accelerate into the hitting zone, through the hitting zone, and out of the hitting zone. Our last drill number 5, the one we finished with, we like to stay in this sequence, okay, is we're still line drive middle, we're staying squared up, we're staying inside, we're accelerating in the zone, but this last one's going to be regular soft toss. And we're going to really get that stride involved now. We go from cement to where we reconnect upper and lower, and we really want to get that backside through here and help accelerate the bat into the hitting zone, okay? Good finish, nice little pose. We'll get a little pause at the end. I want a little pause. That pause really helps for balance and extension. It creates a good balance, good extension. As we get through the baseball, head stays down. Okay, this is back knee down, where we're really keeping that head behind. Let's keep that head still. We've got stabilization here, okay, and we're really trying to stay square and let that barrel stay through the hitting zone. We're taking away excess movements. Hands inside. Good. Now here's also a great opportunity to experiment. Okay, and this drill is going to share with you. For me, when Josh was younger, my kids, I wanted to get them swinging from both sides of the plate. You know, you don't, especially when they're real little, that T-ball and so on. For you guys that switch hit or right now have thought about working on it, now's a great time to work on that stuff. Give yourself, be creative, okay? This is what's called a shadow drill. For me, for years working with switch hitters, this is one of my favorite drills for switch hitters. Now, Josh grew up switch hitting, but is really focused more on the left side in the last couple of years, but we're gonna ask him to step back into the right side today for this drill, okay? If you have a cage, you go side to side. Again, if not, use wiffle balls on the tee, okay? And just have mom, dad flip them to them, okay? But here's how it works, okay? We're trying to shoot, we call it shadow for a reason. You're gonna go one swing, left. Okay, let's get that good pose at the end. So we create extension, we create balance. Then we go one swing right. Okay, then we come back. We're really working again on all these drills. Let's create that firm front side. Good. Then we come back right. Okay. Now what I would tell you on that is even if you're not a switch hitter, the reason I like doing this with my guys, especially my high school players, I like doing it because it makes them, it gives them a little bit more focus to they're going to feel confident in their true side. So Jake being a right-handed hitter or Josh working more from the left-hand side now, going that right, you can kind of, from a fundamental standpoint, you can kind of break your true side down a little bit more, or even create a little bit more confidence within it. Okay, it flows a little bit more natural. But again, for guys that are switch hitting, I think that's the best way. You take a round, take 10 each, take a break, 10 each, take a break, refill the bucket, whatever it is. But that's called shadow. Right, this is a high tee drill. Okay, one of the things I like to do, it's a little corny, but it's something that I really believe in, is When we put the ball on the tee, put it on, get the horseshoe up here so we can focus on squaring up the inside top corner of that horseshoe, okay? The high tee drill is gonna make us get on top of the baseball. It's gonna really emphasize keeping our barrel up, and again, it's gonna make it a lot easier to go down in the zone than it is to try and catch up here. So again, we're gonna put that tee up as high as we can, okay? Here, if for some reason your tee doesn't extend up high enough, you can put it on a chair, elevate however you want, okay? But this is high tee. Again, same concepts. Good. Stay square, stay through, and let it go. Good. Go from high tee to extended middle tee, okay? So right now we got, again, that tee from a contact point. When we work middle, we like to, again, that contact point comes even with that front foot right there. But now we're gonna extend that middle tee, okay? And when we do this, we're just simply gonna push this tee out here about 6 to 8 inches, okay? And what we're trying to do is create lag, barrel inside knob, okay, what we call lag, okay? We don't want drag, we want to create the lag, okay? Keeping his hands on the body, and when we go through here, okay, we're going to create that path, all right? And what'll happen is for kids that get longer, guys that get longer, or what I call NASCAR, they get loose, they work around the baseball, okay? Let's go ahead and do it. This is gonna really help them keep that barrel in, okay, and create that natural path. And the key to this drill is still going middle. We're trying to maintain our middle focus here. Good. Now Jake is slightly getting around the ball, which is normal because it is extended, but if we bring it back in, it'll shorten him back up. Now, one of the other things is when you work on the tee, don't count the reps, make the reps count. That's important. And I think that too many times guys are trying to get 100 swings or 200 swings. Give me 30 swings that are focused repetitions. I'll take that 100% of the time ahead of 100 unfocused reps. When I say that, okay, take control of it. Be accountable to the drill. That's a term I like to use a lot, drill accountability. And when I say be accountable to the drill, you know, right now we're trying to stay locked in, we're trying to go middle. If we're working around the ball, I need to be able to keep that barrel in just a little bit longer. I need to create lag. But again, we continue to talk about acceleration into, through, and out of the zone. We really want to keep that barrel extended through the zone. Let's try it again on extended middle. So then when we come back, we simply finish the drill by bringing it back in about 3 to 4 inches. Okay. And then we meet right at our normal middle contact point. Good. All right, here's my friend, Plank. Not Coach Plank. What up, Plankster? Okay, but this is our Plank. This is our friend in terms of working through balance drills. We talk about balance, direction, quickness, and vision. Now we're going to go through a few of my favorite drills for balance. Whether it be a plank is something you can find, you might have it in your house, in your backyard, out behind the shed. Okay, if you don't have a plank, okay, you can also use a stride line, which we've got right here, okay? Put that down. And this white line right here that we use at the facility, you can just paint it or put tape down, or in your backyard, okay, find a way, get a piece of string or rope, okay? But the plank, the stride line, these are all great ways, which we're gonna show you in a couple of drills to create balance, okay? And let's go through it. Right. First of our balance drills that I love with a plank, and our plank drills, okay, is we call it surfing the plank, okay? Here we have, obviously we have the hitting mat, okay? At home, you can just put the plank on the ground, all right? Or use the stride line. But if you have the ability to have a plank, we're gonna get on it, and when we fire that lower half, we should create a good movement. As you can see, this is meshed up right here, okay? Go ahead and get on. We're gonna go to middle contact here, and again, we'll check the board afterward, pose the end. Okay, we had slight movement right there, working straight ahead, another ball down. Good, a little bit more movement there. That tells me we're getting a good fire from our backside. Now, the other thing, hold on real quick, we're not getting too much of the kick in. A lot of times when guys over rotate, that board is going to come toward home plate. It's going to slide. Even on a ground, you'll see that. Even if it's on a flush ground, you're still going to get that kind of movement. Okay, the board should move a little bit as we're exploding and we're firing that lower half and staying connected against that firm front side. Okay. Good. Now, Josh is going to rotate and show you what we're not looking for. Okay, he's going to actually spin off his backside. Okay, and it's going to create that casting movement. He's going to work around the ball a little bit, and what you're going to see is this board is probably going to come this way. Okay. Again, he's not used to doing it. So you see how that board's going to go side to side. We're going to get a side to side movement instead of a linear movement, which is taking us this way and exploding through the hitting zone. Okay. So let's do it the right way one more time. Good. Good movement on the board. Let's go. We're staying middle. We're staying locked in middle. Good. Excellent. Good pose again. And again, some guys use stride boards. We use balance beams as well, okay, back at school. But right now we don't have those things, so we have to be creative. This is just a board, okay, that we use in here, or a plank that you might have at the house as well, okay? But that is number 2 in the series. Is we're going to put our heels on the edge of the plank. Notice, it's not, TJ, can you step over here real quick? Move off, get off. The plank is just slightly opened up, okay? Come on, Josh, get back on. And the reason for that is we're going to get that stride funneling back toward the pitcher, okay? Heels, good, okay, good pose. Now what's happening also, hold on, is his heels are on the end of the plank, so the weight is up. Again, we're chest over feet, we're in a great athletic position. We're not on our heels, we're not pulling back, okay? We've got great leverage into the hitting zone. Good, again, notice that head staying quiet. But again, we're working on balance. I'm going to take that one out. And again, the pose at the end is a key to creating better balance here. Get to a good extended finish. Okay, one more. Let's get back inside it. Good. All right. Next one is what we call stride to drive. This is number 3 on the plank, on our plank series. Okay, or even our stride line, whatever the line of the plank, okay? But in this one, we're going to keep those feet together or get more of an upright position, okay? And Josh, he's going to actually, we're going to go step by step through this drill, okay? So we're going to get the post position from our ready position, good centered, firmed up front side, okay? Then we're going to hit, then we're going to pose, and he's going to check himself, okay, on this board. And the reason the board is so important here is, okay, where he starts from, where that head starts, once he gets in that good post position or a good hitting position, I like to use the word post, okay? Once he's firmed up, he should finish. We want to really try to finish right in that same position, okay? Let's go. Again, keep that head behind, fix the tee real quick. Work down through it. Good. Slow down, look at the pose and pause, just stay in a nice slow rate. Now notice, slow feet, quick hands. He's not rushing to get into the hitting position. Again, that stride, we want to be slow, controlled movement. Okay, make sure we're getting firm. We're not getting that lunge across the front side. Okay, go ahead and take a lunge right now. We call this leaking a little bit. If he was to leak, which we see from a lot of younger players, when he looks back, he's not even on that board. Okay, this board is here to give us a visual of, are we in our centered hitting position? Okay. Now we talked about the stride board and the plank in terms of a couple drills for balance, creating balance, lower half, and the balance off of the connection when we come through the hitting zone. If you don't have a plank or a board, okay, putting that line down, the stride line is great too, because what we really need to look out for is we want to make sure that we're not counter rotating. And when I say counter rotation, here's what I mean, okay? Jake, go ahead and stride across the line. When we stride and dive, okay, we're cutting our hips off, but your body is naturally going to counter rotate, which is going to cause us to work around the baseball. Go ahead and take a slow motion swing, okay? And we're going to come off, which is going to take us out of the hitting zone a lot quicker. We might get the contact, not saying we can't get the contact, okay, and have a quick bat into the zone, but we're not going to stay on the ball. Our goal is to keep the barrel through the hitting zone, keep the ball on the barrel as long as we can, okay? So again, when we get into stride line right now, toes, he's in a good center hitting position. Okay, I love this for younger guys too. So he can just work into this, okay? And we're gonna post. Go ahead and first clap post. Good. Again, reset. Okay. First clap, we're gonna post, and he could do this on his own. Okay, you don't need somebody there doing it. All right, but again, Jake likes to keep his hands up a little bit. I would like to see him, I would probably want to get him back a little bit more so we create a little bit more energy in the hitting zone, which allows for more bat speed. Okay, so that's good. Then the next one is, okay, we're going to swing it 50% from there. Go ahead, post. We're going to swing it, and we're going to freeze at the end. Go ahead. 50. That's for about 25. Give me 50%. It's going to be quick, but it's going to be very controlled. The head should stay still, stay behind the swing. Okay, 50%. Amp it up a little bit. Good, okay. Slow down, keep your head down. He's got a little bit of head movement. What we're really working on, this is something he's been working through. We're trying to create less head movement here. Okay, now we're going to 75. Okay, now what I would tell you is, for us, what I consider, again, when we say 100%, that means we want you to be as explosive as you can be and be under control. Explosive as you can be and be under control as a hitter. You got to know what your 100% is. Everybody's different, okay? That doesn't mean swing as hard as you can. It means know your stroke, okay? We want to be explosive in the hitting zone, and that's what these stride lines allow us to do. It allows us to give a checkpoint to make sure we're not counter-rotate, we're not diving. Also, it really helps with muscle memory in terms of those younger kids that like to step in the bucket or bail. Go ahead and stride open one time. There you go. Now again, you get some guys that like to start open. If you like to start with an open stance, that's fine. But the key to, again, I'm not big on it, but the key to opening up that stance slightly, okay, is no matter what you do, where you start, you still, when we get in a post position or attack position, hitting position, whatever, I use, again, everything, I love to use one-word terms, okay, to simplify. But if we start here, it's where we get in the post, okay? Go ahead and post. Boom, we'll create that energy against that firm front side here, okay? Most guys that start open tend to make this mistake. Go. They're late setting up because it's more movement, and they tend to dive, again, creating that counter rotation, okay? So this stride line gives us all those answers, and you could do that right at home on a crack. There's a crack in your driveway, put a piece of tape down in your basement, whatever, okay? What we have to be as an instructor, okay, again, there's the coach in me that's on field and managing and we move, but as an instructor over the years of working with, thousands of kids and hitters, and you got to make sure we're not trying to create cage killers. We're not trying to create guys that are, we don't want to be too mechanical, and that's where we're going to get in that timing and rhythm, and that's why that's so important. But right now, these drills we've been doing are for balance. We continue to talk about, train it here, trust it out there, okay? Because ultimately what we're trying to do is make it in confidence. Success breeds confidence, and to have that confidence and make you your own best hitting coach. Again, we talked about, being accountable to the drill. Why are you doing the drill? Understand it. So there are times that we're going to slow it down and break it down, and you need to do that on your own. Okay, be results-based. Okay, give yourself, it's not the result you're looking for, then let's get it corrected, okay? Again, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you always got. Okay, and that one's from Morgan Spencer right there. So, Coach Spencer, you got it. All right, but I love that saying because it's so true. We've got to be able to adapt and adjust within our own swing, in our own individual game, because we're not preparing to play, we're preparing to perform, and that's important. Preparing to perform, for me, that is key, okay? And so, let's continue to assess and be accountable to our next drill. Our next balance drill, this one I love, is called body control. I like to start kind of like our winter training. This is one of our key drills early on in the season because, again, we've got to be able to hold that athletic position, okay? This is called body control, and it's a walk-in drill. He's going to walk in. The key to this is the front foot leads. 1, 2, we're going to stride, drive, and then we're going to touch and make sure we're staying centered. Here we go. This is what it looks like. again. Notice you go down, you touch, work back up. Those kids, the people that leak or lunge, the players that do that, okay? They're gonna be out over that front side. Josh, can you leak one time? This is what, again, some people struggle with right here. It's hard to do it, you know, you just can't. Your body's not gonna allow you to do that. So again, this will, again, firm front, and it allows you to stay in control. Now the key to Happy Gilmore drill here is we're going to start with the aggressive step is going to come from behind, okay? And the reason is we're trying to gain momentum but create athleticism throughout the swing here as they connect, okay? The reason we start with the foot behind is so we close the front side down. If we started behind, the front side, your front shoulder, your front hip would open up and pull us out of the hitting zone, okay? Let's take a look. Again, it's a controlled movement, okay? You guys like it because you tell them, imagine yourself in a major league park, especially younger guys, and we're trying to just let it loose, man. Cut it loose. Okay? Good. We're going to move into what we call our directional drills. Okay? All direction is it's hitting, basically, to break it down, it's hitting the ball where it's pitched. Okay? Whether it be in, middle, away. Okay? We're covering this hitting zone right here. We're trying to stay short to contact. Okay, from that standpoint, I'm going to put this tee right there on the outside part. Okay, slightly good. Okay, that's down. All right, so again, this is called in and out drill. This is one of my favorites. Okay, and the way it's going to work, you can do it on your own, or you can have somebody calling it out to you. I'll call it out for Josh. So he's going to be looking. We're locked in on the pitcher, and I'm going to go just call it out. Okay. Out. He doesn't know, he's focused on just seeing it come in. Okay. Pull that tee. Again, hold on. We want to make sure now that the tee stay in accordance to that strike zone so we can stay on, okay? It's going to slide a little bit, so we're not trying to rush through this drill. In. Okay. Now the great part about it is we won't go in sequence. You can go out in. You know, you just mix it up because I don't want him to guess. I don't want him to get into a rhythm. I want him to have to really work through it, okay? Out. Out. This is one of my favorites. Now, when we're in a facility, obviously, or at the school, we've got tons of tees, tons of plates. Okay, this is one of my favorite drills called 3-plate drill, okay? And obviously with a cage, you go link the cage. The first tee is set up middle. This is more for a visual for you, okay? If you only have one tee, you're just gonna go through middle first, then you're gonna go to the backside, opposite field, okay? We're gonna let the ball get deeper, and then we're gonna go to pull. Right now, this one is set at middle. This one's gonna be set at pull for left-hander, and this one's gonna be backside, okay? Now, when we teach backside, I like to get my guys to take the ball off their back hip. Notice this tee right here, it's in the strike zone. That's a strike on the outside part, okay? But we're really gonna have to stay back behind the ball. Because, okay, for me, I think we create a lot more front side power by closing down on that front side. So let's take a look at it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go one, middle, good. Then we're gonna walk it up. This one's going to be pull. Good, great job. And what we're trying to do, that pull at the other end of the cage, that's our aiming point. We're trying to really taking that off his back hip. Okay, good. Now, what I want to show you is going to be your stance. Okay? Excuse me. Normally, we're going to hit that ball right out here. Okay? Okay? We're going to drive that in that backside gap. Right now, this ball's really cutting down the line. One more time. We go middle. Getting the ball in the air. Okay, we want that ball. Again, line drives don't get caught. So again, we know we want that line drive. Good. Okay. We're trying to, again, on base. We're getting hit for average. Good. Okay. Head stays behind. Good job. So what if I don't have those 3 tees and 3 plates? Again, we're just going to come back here, and we're simply going to go middle, and then we're going to angle the plate like you see here, slightly toward pull side. okay? And then oppo, as you see back there. It's just, again, in accordance to make sure you're square, looking at the picture and seeing it. But again, if you have 3 tees, we like to do this 4 by 3, 12 swings, okay? 4 at each tee in direction, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and so on. If you do it from one plate and one tee, okay, go middle first, then opposite field, and then the plate. That was our 3-plate drill. Now, again, what if we have one tee, one plate, right? Like most people, right? Josh's going to show you what he's going to do working on his own. Okay, that was middle. So then he's going to change it around, and he's going to line himself up to go pull. He's going to get that tee extended out in front. And he's still trying to carry it length of the cage or length of the yard. Okay, he's staying square, just getting that bat to angle. Nice, okay? All right. Now he's going to go the other way. So we're going to turn this plate. And remember, because he's working off his back hip, okay? Yeah, you don't have to go off your back hip. You can move it up and cheat a little bit and get in a gap. It's just in accordance with where you're trying to work contact and point of contact. You want to stay behind it? There you go, good bullet. Okay, our next drill is for quickness. We talked about balance, we talked about direction, now we talk about quickness. We're always trying to get the edge and create bat speed, because we know increased bat speed increases hits. It's that simple, okay? So this is called, one of my favorites, it's called rapid fire. It really works, hand speed, which in turn creates more bat speed, and it gets that lower half involved. So rapid fire is going to be 4 balls at a time, but again, it's under control. The recoil of the bat is just as important. Now in this drill, in rapid fire, okay, you're going to feel like you put some work in. It's 4 swings, but it's getting after it. We're really trying to emphasize getting through the hitting zone. Okay, we keep talking about, I want my hitters to accelerate into the zone, accelerate through the zone, and accelerate out. A lot of times we get guys that'll get the contact, they'll slow the bat down, okay, or they'll slow it down coming in. Again, we don't want to decrease bat speed, we want to increase it, okay? So when we come through, again, go ahead and show them the recoil. So we come through, and we pause, and we rip it back. Good. One more. Okay? Next, another quickness drill. A lot of times, I like to say everything starts from the ground up and works its way up through the core of the body in terms of hitting. And a lot of people think, oh, they're working on their balls because, I'm dropping my hands, I'm doing this. I always like to start from the ground when breaking down hitters and working with them. What I would tell you is, more times than not, especially with younger high school hitters and younger hitters in general, they just don't they don't fire the lower half. They don't know how to incorporate the lower half. Well, I always like to say this: when you don't incorporate the lower half and you get disconnected, okay, all of a sudden it's like throwing an anchor out of a boat. You're slowing the whole swing down. Bat speed cutting back, okay? And this happens a lot with bigger, stronger guys. We like to have, I'm big on, know who you are as a hitter. Are you a table setter? Are you a banger? And again, all table setters and bangers can all be great hitters, but I want guys that can hit for average, hit for power, on base percentage guys, aren't afraid to wear one, and those things. This drill right here gets right back to talking about quickness and acceleration into the zone. We're going to simply put the ball on the ground and make sure that we get our lower half. It's a great way to get guys to get their lower half involved, and it's just another reminder drill. So we're going to put the ball under our heel, okay? And we're literally going to check ourselves after the swing. Go ahead and let it rip. Okay? That ball should sit there 100% of the time. Shouldn't even move, okay? As he fires that lower half, that back half. Again, work down through it. Stay through it. Okay? Now what you got to be careful with is that we don't spin. And this time Josh is going to spin. This is what we're looking for. Okay? I'm going to put it down on your heel a little bit more. Some more in the middle foot. This time Josh is going to do what a lot of younger guys do when they start doing this drill. In general, they think, squash the bug. We're going to spin. Dusty Baker's greatest term ever was squash the bug for little kids. Or he'll tell you the worst term he ever came up with was squash the bug for older guys, because we're not getting that transfer. This is what it looks like when you don't transfer. See how that ball's moving? Did you get the ball? Okay, one more time. That ball's gonna spin out of that spot, okay? And that's what we see a lot of with young kids. So let's one more time. This time we're gonna do it the right way. Ball under heel, and we're gonna get a good transfer against a firm front side, and it creates impact. Good, well done. Just a simple thing of putting the ball in T-horseshoe up so we can center it, get square on the baseball, that top inside corner, staying inside, barrel to that spot. You know, it's interesting because, you know, TJ, as we talk about this, one of the things that we see with all of my coaches is it's vital that you do the drill correctly. And that means look at the pitcher first. So many times you see kids do tee work and they look at the tee the whole time, okay? We want to simulate every drill like it's a live swing. So we're going to take the head from the pitcher and we're going to take it to comp. So we've covered balance, direction, quickness, and here's my favorite vision drill, okay? This is how we can train it. There's so many drills you can do. It's kind of funny. Well, if I take my thumb and put it on this A-Tech, can you flash over to the A-Tech real quick and come back? Okay, now come on back here. I close my left eye and I'm going to look with my right eye. My thumb's covering the A-Tech. You can do this with any spot anywhere. But if I tilt my head, okay, my whole sight line changes. So that's why it's so important for us. For me, vision's the most important part. You can't hit it if you can't see it, okay? You can have the most beautiful swing in the world, but if you put a blindfold over, okay, Mike Trout's going to struggle, okay? Here, we put the ball on the outside. We have to train it. We train the head to stay still, which in turn keeps the eye still. We put a ball on the outside part of the plate, okay? And we're going to come up and hit. And after contact, we're going to keep our head down. We want to really focus on seeing that ball on the outside part of the plate. Just gives us a visual. Now we're exaggerating a little bit here, which is okay, because a lot of our drills we will exaggerate to create that muscle memory. Good. Okay, now we're going to do it from a soft toss. Another part of this is it doesn't matter if it's tee. You can do this from soft toss, which we're going to do in a second, front toss, or live. We can always put a ball on the outside third of the plate, and we like to do that. Even when we get our machines cranking, and we're working on shortening that stroke up or slowing things down a little bit with velocity, we're really focused on keeping that head behind the swing, keeping it still. Watch. He's tracking the contact, then he's going to the ball. Now in this, it's real important that you don't take your sight line, boom, right here to that ball. We want to really see the point of contact, and then our eyes will track down. One more time, Josh. Again. Good. And that's balance, direction, quickness, and vision. 4 words, okay? It doesn't matter if you're 6, 8, okay, 12, 18, 28, okay? Doesn't matter who you are. If you work within those 4 words, you're going to create a great base for a great swing, okay? The foundation, the triangle, staying centered. You heard a lot of key words here today, okay? But balance, direction, quickness, vision, those are some of my favorite drills. Again, we've got a ton of drills, but those are my favorites. They kind of give you some instant feedback, but it only works if you're accountable to the drill. If you're just going through the motions, it's not going to work, okay? There's so many drills for timing, okay? And you can still do timing off a tee, all right? I'm going to show you one of my favorites. But hitting is timing. Pitching is breaking up timing. Sounds pretty simple, right? But again, we overthink that. All right, so in its simplest form, this is a drill I like to call the pendulum drill, okay? And what it does is it reconnects us. Again, if you've heard me say it a ton today, if we're not connected to any of these drills, okay, it's going to be a struggle. All right, when I say that, that's upper and lower firing at the same time, okay? All right, this is pendulum. We're going to point the bat. This drill can be done like any of our drills, tee, front toss, soft toss, quick, whatever it is. But we're going to do it for tee like you're going to have to do at home right now, okay? Ready? Pull it back. Good. Now notice when Josh pulls the bat back, okay, all right, just like a pendulum, boom, his foot, we are gaining ground. That belly button is gaining ground to that firm front side as the hands are getting set and reconnecting with the lower half. Now what I like to do, I want him to take one. I like to pause at the beginning just to give, especially younger players, that feel of getting connected, okay? So this time, as he gets to the post, he's gonna pause. and fire. Okay, and now we're going to create the rhythm. After we do a few of those, now go back to what you're doing and keep it in rhythm. Again, the key is getting that foot down, getting that good firm front side, and then letting that back side rip with the hands. All right, so pendulum for timing, this is my favorite for rhythm. I really, again, Eric Crozier is just a tremendous guy, tremendous baseball coach, has his own baseball academy, Crozier, and guys like Mike Colangelo, guys that I love to talk hitting with. I got to tell you, this one is one that I've taken and I really enjoy. And I just saw, it's one we've been using for quite a while, and it just reconfirms when you hear other guys preaching those same things. This is a great rhythm drill in terms of working on getting into a good hitting position, but creating a little bit of movement so we don't become too mechanical. Okay? All right, this is called our load drill. Josh is going to work from front to the back and then explode through. Good, nice and slow. Again, and you're going to see he's going to exaggerate a little bit. Exaggerate your front side this time. Boom, work the load. Good, head behind. Get that head down good. Nice rhythm. Now, if you're noticing, the rhythm's not just in the feet, okay, or in the lower half. He's also got a good rhythm in his hands, but when he goes to attack, you create a connection. Good, and then this last one, give me a really good finish. Let's get to an exaggerated finish. Stay through it. Good. So again, that's my favorite drill in terms of creating a good rhythm, getting that in that good attack position, getting a good load. As a lot of guys use like the term, we use that term load, but for me, it's really getting a good post position. You've been fortunate. I know you speak so highly of your coaches at Lynchburg, Josh. Coach Jones being the head coach, and Coach Beasley, you're a two-way guy with the pitching, but I know Coach Garcia and you have kind of built a really good connection. What are some of, are there certain drills that you've taken? Anything you want to share for that?
So, Coach Garcia has always put in the time. He's had a big impact on the progress I've made over this past season, but we've done a lot of similar drills. But one of the main ones that is pretty similar to that last one we did is you're going to start up front with your feet closed. This one's really going to work on driving off that back side and staying in rhythm. So you're going to take a step back with that back foot, load up, and then take your hack and really focus on driving through that back side and getting into those legs. So one more time, step back, and fire.
I love that, because what you see there, that's really where it kind of goes hand in hand with the rhythm drill, except we're really just kind of simplifying that and focusing on the load. And I can really see, again, when you're putting the time in the weight room and the conditioning part, that lower half has become so much more explosive into the zone, which is increased bat speed. Again, that's awesome, man. That's a great drill.